there, book besties. I've been meaning to make a video like this for a while, and it's just talking about my kind of TBR process and why I don't call myself like a mood reader or any particular type of reader except for a chaos reader. So let's dive in. So how do I define being a chaos reader? Well, first and foremost, quite often I add books to my TBR, not based on the blurb or anything, but because I possibly saw a review online of someone else who enjoyed it, or even I saw a really interesting looking cover on a shelf and I added it to my list without reading it, completely sight unseen. So one of the chaotic pieces of being a chaos reader is quite often I'm reading a book completely blind and I have no idea what it's about. Of course, furthermore, there's so many books on my TBR that sometimes by the time I get to them, I've forgotten why I added it to my TBR in the first place. Another thing is that quite often I don't actually buy the books I'm reading. I do have an annual Audible subscription that renews and I get 12 credits every year, but with how quickly I consume audiobooks, those Audible credits do not last even the first 6 months quite often. So I supplement my audiobook addiction by using the Libby app and Hoopla. Now, I don't remember when this video is supposed to come out. Libby does have some views on AI that I do not agree with. That said, I don't know if I can completely axe them from my list, because Hoopla doesn't always have the range of books I'm looking for. That, and once again, I read so many books that I run out of borrows on Hoopla almost every month. So when I'm talking about Libby app, the way Libby app works is that you can sometimes borrow books right away on Libby app, but it depends on if other people already have it borrowed. If there are a bunch of people who have the book borrowed, then you have to put it on hold and you have to wait for it to become available. So I have some books on hold in my Libby app that literally are going to take me months to get to because other people have it also on hold or already borrowed, and my library has one copy. And also I do have 2 library cards actively going on there, so I can put 18 books on hold at any given time. And so also there's this weird thing with Libby where it's kind of like feast and famine with them sometimes. Like, I will not get a book pushed through to me for a couple of weeks, and then suddenly I have 5 all waiting on me at the same time. And it's like, I read fast, but not that fast. Like, I can't read hundreds of hours of book in 20 days. Maybe 50 or so, maybe 60, not hundreds of hours. So I do have to suspend holds quite often. Although the nice thing about the new holds system for Libby is that I hit suspend on it, and then when I'm ready for it to hopefully come back to me, I unsuspend it, and quite often I get a push from that same book within a day or 2. Another thing that kind of makes me a bit of a chaos reader is I don't read from just one genre typically. I read from a bunch of different genres. I do favor fantasy, but I do read nonfiction. I read sci-fi, a little bit of horror, for reasons. I don't read a lot of horror books because I enjoy sleep. I don't know about the rest of you, but I read a little bit of horror because I'm doing research on a very specific subgenre of horror. Um, Again, for reasons. Work in progress spoilers. So, the thing about Libby is, I don't know what book is going to come to me next. I can kind of curate the next 18 books in some sort of mild order, but it's not going to come in the order that I necessarily want them to come. For instance, I'm waiting on Heretical Fishing Book 2, and I have several weeks wait, and that's the one I want to read next, but I'm not going to get it. So, between having no control over what book comes to me next and not even sometimes remembering what the book is about, that's why I call myself a chaos reader. It's really just kind of like an amalgamation of my weird way of adding books to my TBR and how I get them to me. So I wonder, what do you guys think about your own reading habits? Do you plan your TBR or does it kind of just come to you? Are you more of a mood reader where you pick the type of book you're in the mood to read? What's your favorite genre? Like, I would love to know. Also, in the near future, I'm going to be talking about some more bookish related content. I have some very strong opinions about a few things. And if that's something that interests you, I would recommend you subscribe to my channel because that's what I do here. I talk about books and I play cozy games. For those of you who may have joined me for my author content, I do have some stuff in the hopper right now that will be coming at you soon, but I just need you to hold tight a little bit longer, and it will be back soon. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye for now, friends.